I'm kind of inspired to do this video in this location at this time because it actually brings up a pretty good, interesting topic to talk about. Um, I just got done doing my strength exercises, strength training today. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It took me about an hour and a half to do, so I've been training since 6 o'clock this morning. Um, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about fasted strength training. Um, so Obviously I did it fasted. I didn't eat before at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's an interesting topic to talk about because a lot of people will tell you that fasted strength training is either superior or it's terrible, you're sacrificing your gains, etc. by doing it. So first, let me just talk about why I did my strength training fasted this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Is because I am on dad duty today. So it's Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day. I think that's what it's called now. Sorry, I don't remember. But anyways, my kids are home from school. They have no school today, so I took the day off from work to be with them. And instead of taking an hour and a half of my day in the middle of the day when I would normally work out to do my strength training, I decided that I would rather use that time just be with my kids and do something with them and not have to interrupt the middle of our day for dad to go do his exercises. So I decided to do it this morning, fasted, so I can get out of the way and then just spend the rest of the day with them and kind of do things with them for most of the day. So that's why I chose to do it. Do I prefer to do it this way personally, just as a matter of personal preference? No. Generally, if I'm going to work out fasted, I prefer to do low intensity cardio in the morning fasted. It's just generally easier. There's no, as we'll talk about, like room for performance decrements due to just doing it fasted, etc. So I wouldn't prefer to do like high intensity stuff fasted first thing in the morning. For the same reason I don't really like to do strength training first thing in the morning fasted, is because I just don't have the same level of performance doing those things fasted in the morning personally. Like I noticed that, for example, today I had to shave 2 reps off of my deadlift because I just, that was just what I had this morning, and not to say that never happens when I'm fed and do my workouts in the afternoon, but it tends to happen more when I do them fasted, and it's kind of like across the board. I just don't feel as like I have as much performance in me. Now, whether this actually translates to affecting your goals, it to some degree may depend on your goal, your ultimate goal. I think if your ultimate goal is health and wellness, and even if you're trying to lose fat and gain muscle, I think you can do that all fasted in the morning without sacrificing anything. Of course, there's always optimizations. Like you could do better, right? So like doing it in the afternoon, if that means you squeeze out more reps or lift more weight, like that might mean more muscle gain, but it's probably going to be a very small amount, because the difference between what you're able to do in the morning and in the afternoon is probably relatively small. If it's huge, then that's probably a bigger issue. But if it's just, like today, I just couldn't squeeze out 2 more reps, or 2 more. I could have squeezed out 2 more reps. It just didn't feel like the smart thing to do. If you drop the weights down 2 more reps, is that really going to slow down your progress that much? Maybe a small amount. But for someone who's just looking for health and wellness and optimal body composition, I don't think you're really going to notice much of a difference. There are some things I would do, or I do when I work out fasted in the morning, that I'm extra careful about, and that is hydrating. You see I have my water bottle here. I make sure I have water with me, and when I do my fasted workout, strength training workouts especially, I always put in essential amino acids, so it has all the amino acids that you need to, not just the BCAAs, like you have all 9 essential amino acids in essential amino acids, which is great, and that can just help with the muscle protein synthesis, making sure that you are building muscle, you have some protein in your body. Also make sure that as soon as I'm done training here, so as soon as I'm done creating this video, I'll go take a shower and get dressed, but then I'm gonna have my meal right away. I'm not gonna try and extend this fast to be super long or anything like that, if I can avoid it. But I'll try and have at least some kind of whole food protein source after I train. So for me, that's gonna be eggs and salmon. It could be a whey protein shake, or just some kind of protein shake, as long as it's a complete protein, so no collagen protein. You want to use whey or a plant protein blend, or some other protein source that you tolerate. Just any kind of protein, really, right after you train is going to be really good. Generally, I'd say protein immediately after training is not important, but in the fasted state after strength training, like it seems to, some of the research I've read does seem to make a little bit of a difference. So, and you probably should eat anyways after having such a hard workout. So, I think the one thing to be careful of is like overly stressful situations when fasted training, right? So, deadlifting 2 times your body weight at 6 o'clock in the morning is not like, you didn't like ease into that, it immediately puts your body on high alert, right? So you're starting off your day with a lot of stress, to some degree. It's physical stress, but like if you're a highly stressed person, you're always stressed, and you're waking up in the morning and doing hard physical training, like that can be a little bit of a cautionary thing. Like just stress upon stress upon stress upon stress, and then like you move into your day and it's like also just stress. That's something to be careful about too. But for the most part, I think if your goal is just health and wellness and maybe body composition, etc., I think that fasted training can be great. Like as long as you do it smartly, you listen to your body, and as always, don't do more than it can handle. But I think that some people who maybe come from training in a non-fasted state and come to a fasted training session, they're like, oh, I should be doing more, and they try and push it, and not realizing that maybe their body's not used to it in the morning. And I think it'd also be completely be an adaptation thing. I know people who have been doing their fasted training forever, and like they don't really see any difference between when they do their exercise in the afternoon and morning. And certainly it could be an adaptation thing. The body gets used to that state and maybe relaxes a little bit. It allows you to push out some more reps or whatever. There certainly can be something to that too, but I think it's a perfectly fine thing to do as long as you fuel your body afterward properly. You eat your protein, your complete protein. Maybe consider having some essential amino acids during the workout to further add to that muscle building signal in that fasted state in the morning. Don't worry, it's not gonna break your fast. Still get all those potential benefits. It's like 5 grams of essential amino acids, literally nothing. And then make sure you eat afterwards. Like have a decent meal. I'm gonna have a solid meal. I'm always more hungry in the morning after I do my fasted training, so I'm definitely gonna eat some food after this. So that should be quite enjoyable. So and then the reasons to do it, I think is if it's convenient for you. Like if this is like the only time of the day that you can work out and strength train, I mean it is what it is. So it doesn't really matter at that point, right? And for me, I just want to not arrange our day with my kids around my workout, so I decided to do it in the morning. And I could have done it in the afternoon if I wanted to, but I decided to do it in the morning because that was just what's the priority to me. I want to get my workout in. I also want to spend some optimal time with my kids, and so that was the best thing for me. And same thing for everyone else. If you have something else that in your afternoon you can't train at that time you normally would, like move it to the morning. Or if it's the only time you can't train, that's what it is, right? you have a day full of meetings, you can't sneak away to go to the gym, or in my case, sneak down to my basement and go to my gym. You got to do what you got to do, and that's better than not doing it. So that's always the other consideration. So, all right, I've rambled enough. I need to go take a shower and eat some food and kick off my day with my kids. And so I hope you all found this interesting or useful, especially in the context, in the moment type of thing. As always, if you're interested in getting all these videos and the blog posts that I put out on a weekly basis, please head over to my website, rjbhealth.coach. Click on the newsletter link at the top. Sign up for the newsletter there. You can enter your email address, and I'll email you everything, which would be greatly appreciated. The best way to keep up with what I'm doing. And then if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, again, go to my website, rjbhealth.coach. Click on the schedule discovery call button right on the homepage there. Fill out the form, and I will get back to you, and we can chat some more about one-on-one coaching. With that said, please leave any questions, comments in the comments below, or